Morning and welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Express on SABC3. Just before the break, we were talking about the top 5 things that have changed life as we know it, and among them computers and the internet came up. And we all know that social media is a very big part of our lives these days. We are constantly on our phones, on our computers, on our tablets, consuming media from all kinds of different sources. But the question is, have we reached that point where it's just getting way too much? Well, a popular soda brand out there has unveiled a way that they think that they can decrease our obsession to social media. Take a look.
Social media is great. It connects you to the world and the people you love. You can chat with your family or share a meal with friends and watch cute little cats do unbelievable things.
Look, she sticks her head out of the box.
Look, she sticks her head out of the box. But there are times when social media can get in the way of the real world. Remember that? It's the thing that happens when you run out of battery. That's why we've developed the Social Media Guard. It takes the social out of media and puts it back into your life. Let's see how it works. The Social Media Guard.
And apparently those also help you stop licking yourself should you feel the urge. But could those be the answer to stopping people from being so obsessed with social media? Well, Stuart Thomas, senior reporter at Meme Burn, is here to dissect this video and take us through it. You know, who knows? The simplest solutions might be the answer. Stu, what do you make of this video? It's very entertaining, first of all.
It is very entertaining, and obviously it's slightly exaggerated, but anybody who's ever been forced to go somewhere without their phone and experience life will kind of be able to empathize with it to some degree, because we're so wrapped up in our phones these days that as soon as we're forced to be with them, we kind of engage with life on a different plane, one that we haven't done for a number of years now.
But how bad is the effect, really? How obsessed are we with our phones, man?
Well, it depends. The important thing to remember is that we're still at a very early stage of the kind of evolution of smartphones and where we are with social media on smartphones.
Yeah.
So as soon as you're in the early stages of something, people are far more likely to be obsessed with it.
Yes.
And they haven't quite got around to figuring out, and society hasn't quite got around to figuring out what the correct uses of it are, when it's okay to use it, when it's okay not to use it.
I mean, I think about it. A friend of mine said to me the other day that they find that their mind jumps a lot through different thoughts. Like they would plan to do one thing and then the next thing they know is that they're doing something else and not having completed the task at hand. So I think it's got to do with the way we consume media these days. You've got your phone, you've got Twitter, Instagram and Facebook all open at the same time. You're checking an update while the photo's loading, while you're liking that comment. Is that part of the symptom, do you think?
Absolutely, and it's absolutely a part of technology that it can be distracting like that.
Yeah.
For instance, they've done studies where they found that the more browser tabs you have open in a browser, the less likely you are to be able to concentrate for any long period of time.
Is there any positive to this, though?
Well, there absolutely is. Just look at some of the things that social media has allowed us to do. It's allowed us to remain friends with people that aren't in the same city as us, or even in the same country or the same continent as us. We can pick up our phone and have a conversation with somebody who's on the opposite side of the world.
Yeah.
And still find things to relate to with those people.
Yeah.
And then it's also done a lot of things for democratic and political movements.
Of course.
I mean, if we look at the role social media played in the Arab Spring in North Africa, and all sorts of things like that.
What would you say to people out there as kind of like tips to regulate how they go about their social media interactions, to make sure that they at least get to absorb a part of life as well while living the life online?
Well, there's a few things you can do. The first thing is to set rules and make sure you stick by those rules. It's the same rules you have for instance, if you're a parent and you need to make sure you get home to your kids for bath time.
Okay, okay.
Set those same kind of rules, stick by them. So, for instance, your rule might be no laptops and no cell phones in the bedroom. Leave your smartphone in the lounge at night. You can still set your alarm, it'll still wake you up. And your bedroom becomes a smartphone-free place.
Apparently, I heard that keeping your phone on during the night actually keeps your mind on in a certain way, so we don't actually get the rest that we should, and actually switching it off allows you to know that nobody's going to call you in the middle of the night, so you don't need to wake up for an emergency call. That might be a solution.
Yep,
wow.
Absolutely, and it's not just phone calls, it's emails, Twitter messages, anything like that. Anything that is going to flash a light or buzz a tone and wake you up is going to be a distraction and is going to interrupt your sleep.
Stu, thank you very, very much. Senior reporter at Memeburn, giving us some advice on how we can regulate our social media consumption. Here's a shocking statistic for you. Apparently, that the world spends 4 million years online every month. Okay, and if you're on a mobile phone, and it's really time to put it down when you consider the fact that all of us collectively spend 4 million years online every month. That's how much life are we losing out there? Incredible, unbelievable.